Have you ever been scrolling through Zillow and see a home you love and want to click that little schedule button on Zillow? Are you even sure what that does? Well, today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of scheduling through Zillow and the pros and cons of calling the listing agent. So stick around. So I want to start off by saying that I'm not saying it's right or wrong to call the listing agent or to call Zillow. I just want to make sure that you're aware of what happens when you do each of these things. So first, let's talk about calling the listing agent. So when you call the listing agent, you're going to have an agent that is working directly with the seller. So they are working for the seller to get them the most money possible and to do the best by the seller. So the positive thing is that this agent probably knows a lot about this property because they've talked with the seller. They know about the updates. They know about things that might not be quite so clear online. They may know the seller's timelines. They may know why the person is selling the home. So those are all really positive things that you could get from calling the listing agent. However, a lot of times when you call the listing agent, they're going to refer you to another agent in their company or just another agent they know. And the reason that they might do this is because while they're trying to work for the seller and get the most money possible, they are not going to be able to then work for you as well and get you the least money possible. Also, they probably know a lot of things about the seller and about their situation that might not be fair. If they told you those things, they wouldn't be doing the best by the person that hired them, which is the seller. So a lot of times when the seller lists their home in that agreement, they've agreed already to give a certain amount of money to your buyer's agent. So it's probably most beneficial for you to use a buyer's agent, whichever one you pick or choose, because that person is already paying for your buyer's agent. So why would you not use your own agent? So now we're going to talk about calling Zillow. So if you see that contact an agent button or schedule your tour, a lot of times people think it's either connecting them to the listing agent or giving them a time and they can just drive to the home and see the home. And that is not the case. So Zillow is a place where local realtors can pay and advertise. And then someone calls into Zillow wanting to see a home and they connect them to that person. So whenever you get the person connected on the line, they may be able to show you that home really quickly, but they may not be available that day either. So not that this is right or wrong to call Zillow, you just want to know what to expect when you call. So you're getting a person that is advertising through Zillow with a goal of, I'm going to get a lead. Someone's going to call and want to see a home, and then I'm going to show it to them and they're going to want to use me as their realtor. So that is what they're hoping by getting that connection. So if you already have a realtor and that's your designated agent or your standard agent in Virginia, you don't want to call Zillow. You already have a realtor. You've already signed paperwork with someone and you don't need to go to another realtor. You need to contact the realtor that you have. If you can't contact your realtor, they don't reply or they won't get you scheduled, then you need to talk to them and reconsider the agent that you're using. Now, if you don't have an agent at all and you don't know any agents and you don't know how to connect with one, calling Zillow could be an option for you because they will connect you with an agent that's licensed that can show you the property. But you don't know their experience level, you don't know how familiar they are with the area, you don't know anything about them. So it may be okay to meet with them and interview them, see if you like that person, but a lot of times the person on the other end is hoping that you're going to use them. So it couldn't hurt to meet them and to view the home with them. If you don't have a realtor, maybe interview them and see if that's someone that you want to work with. However, they may have you sign forms because in Tennessee and Virginia, you are supposed to sign a written agreement before touring homes. So they may have you sign an agreement either to tour the home or to create agency before going to the home. So you want to be careful because if that's the case, what you're signing could be signing you to use them as your realtor. So just be careful and read through everything before you sign it. So the best advice is before you start clicking buttons or calling signs, find a buyer's agent that you trust, someone that's going to represent your interest, that's going to listen to you and help you understand the contract and the process, someone who will explain your contingencies, walk you through all of the pricing and negotiation, possibly help you find a local lender, and help you avoid costly mistakes. So it's okay to call Zillow or to call the listing agent, but you want to know what that means when you're doing that. So just be sure that you're aware of that and that that lines up with whatever plan you have for your real estate goals. If you don't have an agent and you're looking for one, I'm happy to help you in Bristol, Tennessee, Bristol, Virginia, or all of the surrounding areas. I'd love to be interviewed by you and we can see if we're a good fit. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click the bell so you can see me again. I hope this helped you and I will talk to you soon.